a business owner, you have a ton of work to take on, from managing your day-to-day business to collecting customer feedback and answering inquiries. On top of all of these priorities, your blog and your social media pages require high quality content to grow and maintain your audience, as well as your brand image. Ugh, does that just make you tired? But how do you succeed in both realms and manage a team if you have one? It all comes down to creating content that can be repurposed. I'm Christy Hansvik, the creator of the Content Simplified Academy. We help entrepreneurs organically expand their audiences, increase their reach, and grow their impact, all by creating one original piece of content a week. The idea behind repurposing your content is to take something that's already been created and use it again in multiple places. Now, to qualify as repurposing, it either needs to change the audience or change the medium. If you're taking the exact same piece of content and just resharing it on a different platform, that is just content resharing. It's not actually repurposing. Now, while the concept may sound easy in theory, it can be tricky to make it work with your content. So in order to have content that can be repurposed, you need to produce your content with this idea in mind so that you can get multiple uses out of one piece of content. In fact, we advise all of our clients that every single piece of content you create should be repurposed or used in more than one place. So the benefits of repurposing your content are significant. And I want to just tell you a couple of them just to remind you. First, it's time saving. Creating content really can save you a ton of time if you are creating it with the intention of repurposing it. You might have to conduct research, brainstorm, article ideas, film, edit, or whatever else is involved in your content strategy. But when you focus your time and energy on creating one high quality piece of content, you're going to make something that is worthwhile and save you both time and money in the long run, because you're not coming up with new ideas constantly. The other great thing is that it's super easy to outsource your repurposing. So keep that in mind too, because think about all the time that you're going to save if all you have to do is focus on creating one piece of original content a week, instead of all the individual social media posts, the individual videos, the stories, the blogs, the newsletters. My list could go on and on and on. Okay, next, repurposing, you're going to get a really good ROI on it. The purpose of creating content is not just for your customers to enjoy, but it's so that you can get more paying customers from your marketing efforts. When you create content that can be used in multiple ways, you're going to get the most out of your return on investment for each piece of content. It's going to make your messaging consistent across all the platforms, so that when people see you, they're already in love with you because they know your personality, they know your quirks, they know your wit, they know what you talk about. So people will naturally be, your ideal client will naturally be attracted to you. Okay, and then last, you're going to reach a new audience. So people consume their content in very different ways. I talk all the time about how my husband prefers video, I prefer to read. So if you were just to create a video, I would probably never see it unless he showed it to me. If you were to just create a blog post, he would never for sure see it because he never ever reads. So if you want to reach more people, you need to be creating your content in different ways and different mediums. And content repurposing really does help with that in a simple way. So how do you know what content should be repurposed? Because not every single piece of content that you create should be repurposed. You need to make sure that it fits your current business goals. And if you're going through your existing content and wondering if you should repurpose it, consider these following tips. So first, check for popular content. What content is your audience responding to? I want you to look back through your posts and your social media metrics and see which ones have the highest engagement, which ones have the highest reach, which ones have the most shares. Those are the posts that have resonated with your audience the most. So if you look at those numbers, you're going to see what your top performing content is, your videos, your blog posts, and then you'll be able to see what your audience is responding to, and you can create more content like that. Okay, next, you can find the evergreen content. So evergreen content is an article that will never go out of style. No matter what, it's always going to be popular. It's always going to receive a lot of interest from your audience, and it's frequently searched for on Google. So it doesn't include like current issues or trends. or even holidays that happen throughout the year. So if you have evergreen content, that's a really good thing to repurpose because it has longer longevity and it's going to be useful for a really long time. Okay, next, look at your outdated content. When your posts or your information are no longer relevant, it's not helping your customers and it's wasting time on your platform. But when customers search for a specific topic and they find an article that was made a few years ago, the customer might not even consider that information because of the age or the information of the article doesn't match what's currently going on in the world or your current expertise. So you can take that article back and bring it back to life by repurposing it and updating it. So instead of having to write a brand new piece, you can take the critical elements of that piece of content and just recreate it. Because if you think about where your business was now versus where it was like 3 years ago, it's possible your services have changed, your products have changed, your messaging has changed, your ideal client has changed. So look at some of those old posts that may still have relevant information, but that you can spice up with current information, messaging, or your ideal client. Okay, the last one, reuse information posts. Oh, my nose is itchy today. Sorry about that. It's likely that you've written posts that contain a lot of information, whether it means including pictures, exciting quotes, attention-grabbing headlines, statistics. Instead of creating new posts, you can use the content from those posts on different social media platforms or use it as a basis to create a video. So, for example, if you have a post that's in a list format, you could post each tip individually as a tweet or a Facebook post or an Instagram post, or you could take all of those and combine those numbers together and create a new video around it. So look at some of the informational posts that you've created in the past. There are so many ways to repurpose your content and to scale your business while saving you time and money. If you're looking to reuse your content, start by searching through your content that already exists. If you've already repurposed your content, then you can create some new pieces that follow the tips above so that you can ensure that the pieces are being used in multiple ways. And remember, every time you create a piece of content, it should be used in multiple ways. And then the really good content that's getting a lot of views, likes, shares, that you can repurpose and use in even more ways. So if you've read through this and you're still overwhelmed and you're like, I have so much going on, please reach out. Let's chat. I'm sure we can find a way to help. Have a good one. Bye.